testimonies. Despite all the reasons that we have to believe that Diddy has and was involved in many illegal activities, he was still acquitted of 3 of the major charges that he is being charged for. While many people are distracted by the Israeli and Gaza war that's been taking Mm-mm-mm.
If you look younger than your age, you might be one of us. If you've never broken a single
Still may break. We make plenty, you know.
The number one food for regular BM.
Stuck poop is by adding more.
Has ceased. Now, some of the allegations were Diddy included were limited distribution of the brand to urban neighborhoods and treated them as urban products. Saying that he was just, they kind of put him in a box. Diddy wanted to expand the brand. He wanted to expand it, you know, global, worldwide. Not to say that it isn't, but he felt like that it could have been bigger than it was. It could have done more sales than it did. He felt like he was being pigeonholed and into a particular demographic, right? And that's where everything, you know, continue to, you know, start. Now they did a counterclaim, you know, where they try to say that he failed to honor some commitments and things like that. But I think we can all kind of read between the lines with the whole situation, regardless of what happened. I think the sentiments was, and how dare you? How dare you? Now, if you look at the clip that I played prior to this, you know, the gentleman was talking about that they possibly owed him $2 billion. Now, an executive for Diageo wrote in court filing that the company has paid Diddy close to already $1 billion. $1 billion. So that might not be as far as we think. Now, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure, hopefully, that, you know, the relationship that they had was, you know, a transparent relationship where Diddy was able to see what was where, was coming from what. We all hope that, right? We definitely all hope that. But I want to play a video because there's a lot of conspiracy theories, as people say, that this is the reason why, because Diddy came after these people and he flexed his muscle. They wanted to teach him a lesson. The video that I played prior, a man suggesting that this came about because they did not want to pay him anyway. Now, if he would have got hit with the RICO charge, all of his wealth would have been taken away. So I want to play this video, right, to give a little more context to what I was talking about when I was talking about Diddy got very political and outside the box for this establishment. Let that play.
They burnt kids. They did this. We can't even breathe. We got 0% of the wealth. I want to tap into. Do any of y'all want to fight? The fuck? This is the fight. All that other shit. Nah, we can get all that other shit. We get some motherfucking money and get some independence and start getting the resources so we can police our own communities. We can hire our own. Everything starts from money. We want to cure diabetes. You need money. You want to affect the wealth gap. You need money. You want to do education. You need anything. You need money. That's it. Everybody leave. If you don't have no money, you're just gonna sit here and be a broke nigga with no money, talking about the same shit they was talking about 100 years ago. And I'm not doing that.
I mean, you gotta remember, he a businessman. This is what he do. He live, eat, sleep, think, and breathe this shit. So what type of mentality you think he's supposed to keep? You know, a pushover? Be nice? Yeah, it can get ass with all of what he dealt with as far as drugs. I'm sure it over, you know, it's overboard. But what type of attitude you supposed to keep as a business person? You supposed to be strict and straight to the business. In the way he was trying to build, you know, may not like it, but
Well, he's talking about the wealth gap. He's talking about, things that affect us, right? Now think about it. When all this happened, Diddy had to, right, get rid of his stake in Revolt TV, a cable network that's syndicated on cable. Think about that.
yeah,
They got rid of his power sources, your political power by discrediting you, and two, your propaganda power with your media. That's why Revolt, if they were smart, they would have signed us. But they wanted to go with other people. They would have signed people that was going to really give them the real Revolt. Now, Diddy ain't own it no more. That was the play they missed. It is what it is, right? Because we would have kept it a G no matter what. We'd have kept it a bean. But that ship has sailed, whatever the case may be, right? They would have got the real people, under there instead of just looking for the cash, the money stuff. But we'd have still made break. We made plenty, you know what I mean? But they opted to go with other brands, which is fine. I think the culture needs those other brands as well, but it could have used our podcast as well. But nevertheless, right? Think about this. Think about what could be accomplished with a media outlet. You could control narratives. You could control, you could have your own propaganda, which every country has. If you turn on the news in Russia, you're going to get a totally different view of America. If you turn on the news in Iran, you're going to get a totally different view of America. If you go to China and watch their media, you're going to get a totally different view. Just like you get a totally different view from America of these other places. So everybody's using propaganda, and we know how propaganda has been used and continues to be used against us in our community. We know how propaganda was used, against, Jewish people. We understand that. I took a trip to the African American Museum in Washington, D.C., and let me tell you, put that on your bucket list to go visit that. Mm-hmm. That is an amazing 5-star experience. Now, my only thing, I think they should go further back into history, but this is a global thing. Like, they're going to start at slavery everywhere. I really think they should go further back and dig into some other empires and whatnot, but it is what it is, right? I guess they're just dealing with, America, and American slavery from black people, and they're moving up. But the reason I'm saying all that to say is that in one of the, exhibitions.
Did you know that you could be generating 10 grand a month or more by simply teaching other people what you already know, extract that into an online course and sell it around the world fast?
They show you how these different things were used against us. What they call caricatures, symbols and different, images that we put, big lips, big stomach, Aunt Jemima. Like it really showed you,
other video. With other video. I was watching.
He should have been, friend. I've seen a lot of people that I knew that was considered Diddy friends or hung out with him, just turn their back. So walking in with no support outside of the family, how did that feel for you in the beginning?
I really didn't think about it. I knew my brother was in a situation and I needed to have his back. So I didn't care about Jay showed up, whether he burned showed up, whether anybody showed up. As long as I was gonna be there, that's all I cared about. They didn't know that
were you surprised that there was no support?
A little bit, but once I seen it wasn't, it just that easily went away. It was like, whoa, okay, that's what it is. I just focused on what I had to do.
Yeah, I commend you for riding it all the way out with him.
Thank you, bro.
And to have a great outcome at the end. You know what I'm saying? So he needed somebody like you by his side. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because
Thank you so much.
even before he got arrested, you was running around with pictures of you with him home. Let me show you, like when he was in New York.
Yeah, he was with we together.
Yeah, like I seen you with him that time. Where's that picture at? Hold on.
What happened was he was like, "Yo, and that's the same day at touchdown." Oh yeah. That's around the corner from G Depp house. We went to go see G Depp.
Right.
Yeah,
I remember that.
we went to go check the homie G Depp. Oh, you on your? I see you.
Yeah. I remember that.
So no
him
joke for real. Yeah, the slap a hand joint. Yeah, we had just, he was like, "Yo, I'm flying in. We're gonna go see Depp." And we came in, went to see Depp at his crib. Depp, and he was downstairs. I was standing around the corner. I was like, "Yo, look." He was like, "Oh shit." I mean, it was love, man.
Yeah. So going through that whole court process, man. How was Diddy feeling like in the like when that day when y'all was in the city? When was it?
Right.
How many days? It was like the next day that he got arrested, right?
Nah,
Or 2 days?
that was like, he was here for like a week and a half. And that day that I just came back from Central Park, we had walked over to Central Park, and I told him about to jet uptown. So when I got in the car, got in the car service to take me uptown, I swear to God, we stayed on 57th Street. So by the time I got to like 63rd Street, my man called me like, "Yo, bro, they just grabbed the bro. They got the bro." So I thought, when you said got him, I thought niggas jumped out and robbed him or tried to rob him or something like that. I'm like, "What? Turn this shit around." So then he was like, "No." I said, "Who got him?" They was like, "The feds." I'm like, "What?" Got to the hotel, seen him walking bro out. I'm like, "Oh, nah, this can't be real." But he came here to turn himself in. That's the shit I don't understand. The feds play a whole different way. He came here to turn himself in. Y'all didn't have to embarrass the man like that for no reason. That's why he was here. And the whole time he was here, we was out, we walked the streets. Nobody wasn't hiding nowhere. We was, you know what I'm saying? We went to restaurants. We went to go check Jim Jones. We went and checked some other homies up in the hood. We went to Brooklyn. We went to Dykeman. We was all over the place. And he looked at me and said, "Yo, Luke, I don't, the whole time we've been out here, dog, I haven't heard no Diddy. Like, he said, I got to get home." He said, "I'm feeling nothing but love." That was at the height of the no Diddy thing, right? Everybody screaming that shit. But when he was here, we were here one time, not one. And he felt so much love.
I even seen y'all with Buster in a restaurant or something one day.
Yeah.
So, the interesting thing to me that I like was I never seen Diddy in probably 20 years running around the city without no security, just on some regular stuff. Like, I guess he felt like, man, I'm getting ready to go to jail. Like, I'm just going.
You know what? It wasn't. See, it was more percent interest on that yearly. He made about 65 million.
Right.
Then she said, I came so hard, I almost lost my mind. Puff called Cassie one morning. All he said to her was, right? We're not.
Slim Savage, as we agree, Diddy had him, and then it was Cassie and Jane Doe. Same exact case. Only difference with Puff is he still has some money to fight it, and R. Kelly didn't.
So let's clarify. That still has some money. Puff still got his bread. Puff ain't lost no money. Think about this. You got 785 million liquid left, allegedly. 785 million allegedly. 5% interest on that yearly. He made about 65 million.
Right.
He made just sitting in jail. So that man ain't lost no money. He ain't lost no step. And when he get out of jail, he's still gonna be king. He's still gonna get out here and niggas gonna work with him because what they did, Choke, and I tell people all the time. The whole thing was to neutralize his support system. And how you do that, you let these rumors fly that there's children in it. Of course niggas gonna back up. You tell them that he's raping women and doing this weird stuff. Of course people gonna back up. You follow me? They got brands, they got companies, they got family, they got other stuff like that. So they don't wanna infringe upon that and have that stuff fall in their lap. So I get it to a degree. But once you start hearing all this crazy stuff, like, wait a minute. There's no celebrity freak-off tapes. There was never no celebrity freak-off tapes. Only tapes it was, see, the government plays semantics. right? For you people that understand what I'm trying to tell you is that there was a celebrity freak off tape. Puff was a celebrity, and he was on there freaking off. But they made y'all believe it was Puffy and a bunch of other celebrities. Because what they said, Choke, and you notice, they said, we recovered several tapes from Mr. Combs' home with multiple celebrities on them. Anything more than one is multiple. Right. Cassie's a celebrity, and Puff's a celebrity. There goes your multiple. But right. To the average person, they say multiple, oh shit, it's Oprah Winfrey. Follow me? It's LeBron James. Yeah. They started running with that. And so being as LeBron James and none of them was speaking up, everybody assumed that was them. Then they went with sex trafficking. Okay, when they said sex trafficking, from us growing up and watching TV and hearing what sex trafficking is, we assume that sex trafficking is when you see women all tied up in the basement in a shipping container being shipped around the country. That's what we think it is, right? We're not. And then he said kidnapping. We're thinking he's just taking people off the street and kidnapping them. So I'm gonna tell you how they got the indictment. Had they walked into all right, Damian Williams, had he walked into the DOJ and said, "Hey, listen, I want to indict Sean Combs on for having sex with two of his girlfriends consistently and doing drugs, as well as picking up Capricorn and making her go take her to the house where his girlfriend was sleeping with Kid Cudi. We're gonna charge him with kidnapping with that one. We're gonna charge him sex trafficking with two of his girlfriends that's begging for the freak offs. That's all he said. I love when we do our freak offs because I feel the closest to you. They only got mad. Jane Doe only got mad because when she found out that she was the only one Puff was doing the freak off with. When it was just their thing, she was okay. Right. When it was their thing, she was okay with it. Right. How you go to someone else's freak off and take your clothes off? You just a guest. That's that man's freak off. She go to another person's freak off without Puff and see them getting busy to take her clothes off. Right. That's wild to me. Right? You wild. You wild for that. And then Cassie, first of all, and I'm not victim shaming, I'm just keeping it a buck with you. Because y'all weren't in the court, so y'all didn't see the juror's face. Y'all didn't see the journalist's face that was in there when Cassie said this. When first of all, let me clear this up. Puff never, ever asked a sex worker or a stripper or any one of these people. First of all, they weren't sex workers, they were strippers. They was propositioned to do sex. They never asked anyone to pee in Cassie's mouth. No, he did not. And he never peed in Cassie's mouth. What happened was, look at the transcripts, for all you smart people that don't mind doing that, Cassie said out of her own mouth, Daniel said out of his own mouth, hey, Cassie asked him, do you know what a golden shower is? Puff was nowhere near. She was cheating on Puff with the sex worker. She was cheating on Puff with Kid Cudi. She was cheating on Puff with Michael B. Jordan. She was just out there wilding. Right, nigga. She got with Puff through Ryan Leslie, which is Ryan Leslie producer. After Ryan Leslie introduced her to Puff, she started messing with Puff. After she got with Puff, Puff took her to work on a record with Kid Cudi. She started messing with Kid Cudi. Puff introduced her to the trainer to get her ready for the album. She started sleeping with the trainer. She went to Africa to shoot a movie with Michael B. Jordan. She started messing with Michael B. Jordan. Y'all gotta be kidding me. This girl was loose, my nigga. She's out of her mind.
He should have been dropped her.
Then Puff then how about this? She was calling the sex workers herself. Puff didn't have a contact to them. She dealt with the sex workers' manager. His name was Karim. She would call them and ask them if these people available.
You guys call them escorts because you keep calling them.
Yeah.
Video, okay?
My boss thought I worked all weekend, but I just stopped using ChatGPT like a toy and do this instead. Let's be real. Most people over...
Stops there. That's what the court of law came back and said after a trial that lasted a month. Now, Tony Busby steps in and... Tony Busby, bro, he's a hater, bro. So first off, he is kind of honest. He did say that Diddy is only going to get 2 to 4 years, but he says only as if 2 to 4 years is a small time. But he would also chastise the fans for not including his defendants within the trial. which you would hear Vlad TV make a brilliant point in regards to why the feds didn't include any one of the people that Tony Busby represents a little later on in this video.
What do we think is going to happen to Diddy here? What sentence are you anticipating?
I'm expecting 2 to 4 years. I would expect. I mean, he's not going to get 20 years, obviously. He's already has time served. There's going to be some mitigating factors. He doesn't have a prior record. However, there are some issues within the case that might be reasons for the judge to go a little bit higher than perhaps normal. But I would expect 2 to 4 years.
I interviewed the Punisher, the guy who gave evidence. He gave very powerful, eloquent evidence. And I've interviewed him several times. He's a very good talker, and he had no real kind of skin in the game. In fact, he was brought from the prosecution to give evidence, but actually ended up being a pretty powerful witness for the defense, it turned out, because what he said was everything was done through Cassie Ventura and seemed very consensual. Went on for over 2 years, a dozen or so encounters in hotels where Diddy just sat in the corner saying nothing. She booked him, she paid him, she organized it. Everything was driven by her. She seemed to have a good time. Everyone was happy. I thought that was very powerful evidence, actually, for Diddy, because it seemed to contradict everything that they were trying to position it as, which was this was all coercion.
Let me offer this up. The government settled in on using 2 alleged victims. They used Cassie and they used Jane. Early on, when this all started, we were contacted by the U.S. Attorney, and they asked us, can we speak to some of your clients? So we went to, and they told us, these are the ones we want to speak to. We made those people available. They talked to a couple of those people. But I think by that point, they had decided, their team had decided that they had what they needed. They had the goods, if you will, to proceed with Jane and with Cassie. I think that was a mistake.
Maybe Tony Busby is playing dumb here or just like outright rage baiting. But of course, the feds is not going to use any of the clients that you are suing Diddy with. Not credible, right? Bro, you're bringing stories up against Jay-Z and claiming that Jay-Z banged the chick who wasn't of age with Diddy. It's just pure cap. And then when Jay-Z pressed you and attempted
to a different state or a different country, they were all
habit.
If you think about it, in this whole case, all the escorts I talked to were not sent to a different state or a different country. They were all local. Like Don was in Miami, Punisher was in New York. If all these guys didn't travel across state lines, there would be no case at all. None whatsoever.
Yeah.
And Tony Busby, at the end of the day, like he said, that the feds talked to multiple people that he's representing that were suing, but they decided not to use any of them, which makes me think that there wasn't any real credible real evidence that they actually did anything wrong in the whole situation. Therefore, there's only 2 people that were actually used. The only person that was actually that filed a lawsuit that was used in this case was Cassie. And there's over 100 lawsuits. So what does that say? That says the lawsuits
that's
are
where
all
you're
nonsense.
wrong. I listened to you. And some of
Which of your clients was used in this case?
Let's be clear about something.
Which of your clients was used in this case?
Hey, listen very carefully. If the alleged assault happened in LA, there was nobody flown in, there was nobody coerced and trafficked across state lines, they wouldn't use the client, obviously. These cases that we have filed in New York are filed under a New York statute for sexual assault and sexual abuse. That's completely different than transportation for prostitution or for sexual trafficking, and certainly has nothing to do with RICO. So you just made this grand conclusion that, the U.S. attorney talked to a few of these folks and decided they had no credibility. You are flat out wrong in that respect, because what they may have.
Got a screenplay in your head but not on paper? Meet Squibbler, the AI script writer that turns your...
None of them were used. None of them were used. Am I wrong if none of them were used?
Decided is that there was nothing that happened across state lines, and there was no sexual trafficking, which is what the case was all about. So it has nothing to do with whether these people were credible or not. Their case is a civil case alleging state law claims of assault after being drugged. That was not the case that was brought by the U.S. attorney. And frankly, that's not a case that could be brought by the U.S. attorney, and which is the point
your own
that
client accused Jay-Z and Diddy of raping her when she was 13, and we all saw it was all nonsense. It was absolutely false.
First off, that's not DJ Vlad right there, man. That's DJ Yada. Vlad took it back to the trenches, homie. Now, if you guys don't get the Yada Mean reference,
Be careful for him either, bro. Why do they have? Isn't that Superhead? I don't know what's out here, but anywho, history. I know y'all see all of the Nicki and Jay-Z drama going on. I wanted to see the one video about, was that on Diddy? Diddy got a podcast where they have this meeting to control the music industry or whatever industry. Certain levels and the drama with Nelly and the sh&t boy. If they chose to show their relationship on national TV, they should have known what was going to come with it. Maybe they wanted to show that it ain't always peaches and creams and celebrity relationships. So much clickbait is ridiculous. Let me just go to his podcast. Tyler Perry, Lord, I just want to stay out of the messiness of it all. I don't know what these people doing, but I do watch these little documentaries and videos. We all do, I'm sure, trying to figure out put pieces together and what may be true, what may not be true, and still in all, we don't really know. Life ruined. Okay. I just want y'all to hear this guy's perspective on it all. Mr. Doggy Diamonds. He had a great point. Okay, let's go and see what Nicki did first. Let's see what she said about Jay-Z first. Oh, excuse me, Mike. Nicki Minaj put Jay-Z on blast. Jay-Z responds to Nicki. Ooh. Okay, let's just watch this one first.
Rack Mob, I told y'all that video was going to disappear. Y'all got to listen to me. When I say video's going to disappear, y'all need to listen.
I don't know why.
These other niggas. So I think she's still tweeting shit out. Let's go right to it. So, all right, off the rip, Nicki, she went into, because remember, she was when the thing got announced, she was one of the shareholders, right? And remember, Tidal got sold. So I'm thinking she's talking about the fact that it got sold and she never got her money. So, let's go into that. So Nicki, she tweeted out a bunch of things, but let's go to this tweet. We calculated about 100 to 200 million so far. For me to settle this karmic debt, it's only collecting more interest. You still in my top 5 though. Let's get it, nigga. And anyone still calling him Hov, will answer to God for the blasphemy. Damn. She on her shit right now. Let me see what else she said. Then she goes into and says, I'm going to use some of the money Jay-Z owes me to send some of the Barbs to college, pay the school fees and student loans via hashtag student of the game charity. Damn. She coming with all the smoke.
Okay. We want to say
with all the gasoline, with all the kerosene. Damn. Run the likes up, salute to the rec mob. It's spooky outside. And it's not even of that Live Nation. Here we go. Hold on 1 second, y'all.
we want to see that.
I got it.
Girl.
Here we. Oh yeah. You got it.
She was being recorded.
We got it. We got him. We got him. Spooky. Spooky. So we got him. Let's go to it. I gotta play it from the video. They had to go to a multi-billionaire and Live Nation for help. All right, let's go to the video. Here we go. And all right, here go the caption. Wow. Oh, Desiree, she just said. Captions added. Rock Nation was struggling that bad. They had to go to a multi-billionaire and Live Nation for help. All right, let's go to the video. Here we go. And her daughter leaked this. And you see the date right here. It's not even 2 years ago. Let's get it.
Everybody always depends on, like, one time during the COVID stuff when everything was shut down, my overhead $250 million a year. The CEO of Live Nation, my partner, the multi-billionaire company, Live Nation and Ticketmaster. We needed $40 million just to stay alive. I called them, Michael Rapino. I said, this should be a Desiree. I might not be here. Sink or swim.
Hold on, caller. Hold on. Just hold on.
When everything was shut down, my overhead $250 million a year. The CEO of Live Nation, my partner, the multi-billionaire company, Live Nation and Ticketmaster. We needed $40 million just to stay alive. I called them, Michael Rapino. I said, this should be a Desiree. I might not be here 6 months from now. Sink or swim. I hope you're here when things get better. I can't help. Basically, my operation is fucking done if I had to write you a check. I said, I got this. I play with cash flow.
Who is the girl that's there? Is she ever?
I'm a survivor, right? And so much so, he runs a multi-billion-dollar company, and he had a meeting with his whole 20,000 staff. He said, I wish everyone could run the company like this. Runs Rock Nation. I say all that to you to say, it's sink or swim here. I know. Right now. It's like, there's nothing like, anyway, my real point was, it was sink or swim then. One person, when I said, okay, so we gotta do this, we need to go back, and I'm in the middle of this craziness, but I was really crazy. Remember, I almost died. I almost died. This is part of the thing that no one's ever been able to figure out. And
all right, so that's the video that they scrubbed off the internet that was leaked by Desiree Perez's daughter, and that was Desiree, CEO and founder of Rock Nation, okay, announcing that Rock Nation is bankrupt and they needed $40 million to stay alive. Right? And that video has been scrubbed, but I'm playing my YouTube video, and I think I still got the video downloaded somewhere. Peace. All right, what's going on with you callers? I don't know what's going on with you callers. Your callers, let's get it. Run the likes up. Salute to the rec mob. I told y'all that video was going to disappear. Y'all got to listen to me. When I say video's going to disappear, y'all need to listen.
Okay, this word.
The shit is it disappeared. Okay? It got scrubbed off the internet. And I'm playing it from, go to my live section. That's the only way you can get that right now. It says, Jay-Z and Rock Nation is bankrupt. Peace. Peace, Janie B. Oh, who you talking about? Oh, Jay-Z Snake and went to jail. Who you talking about? Oh, the Haven? Yeah, my boy. Oh, yeah. And Oskino. Yeah. Oh, hold on. You gotta see all that again because I didn't have it locked in. I forgot I gotta remove stuff. Hold on 1 second. My bad. Say everything you just said, Janie B, from the top. I'm sorry, the people couldn't hear you.
Emrek, you got the proof. DeHaven, the person that Jay-Z Snake that went to jail, he said it that Raymir is Jay-Z's son.
Yeah, you're right.
It's two interviews out there with him saying that. Two.
Janie B be on it. Let me let the people know this is Janie B on the line from the D. Janie B from the D on the line. You know?
And also, he trying to have this other kid. I believe her name is Maya, but don't quote me on it. It was one of his artists. He got her pregnant. She went back because he was mistreating her. This is a fact.
Yeah, I was hearing a lot about that. I ain't gonna hold you. Hearing a lot. I ain't gonna front. Shit looking spooky outside.
Mm-hmm. I was just looking at the dang video. I want to go back to that Trump and Epstein video. They hid this from me. Okay. Was that Emrek sharing?
For all your other skeletons to come out. And
Did the one.
Like me in any type of way, and that's all I'm.
mere paternity lawsuit by July.
Okay, we just want to see the picture. Look. See how far I'm back to
a mere paternity lawsuit by July 18th.
I was 7. My mom had to sit down with me. I guess she thought I was old enough to know now, and she been saying Sean Carter. That's what she was calling him at first before she was calling Jay-Z, and I really didn't know who that was because I was young and, you know, had my little brother, and I really wasn't worrying about it. She was saying it a lot, but I really just was going along with the person I was just seeing, like the person I looked at who was taking care of me at that time. I really wasn't really trying to understand what my mom was talking about, but she constantly put it in my head like, son, it's not your father, and I really want you to know it is. This person is your father, and I just want you to know. She continued to tell me that over the years and over the years and over the years, even till I was grown. He never tried to contact me in any type of way, and that's all I'm asking is, like, cause I honestly really want the case to be over with. Like, I've been going through, just like I said, a lot, and as I said, I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not trying to do this to make somebody seem like a bad person, a bad father. I'm not trying to make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm just really coming out here for the truth. I don't want no money or anything. I wasn't looking for none of that. I just want to know the truth. And if I can't go to the courts and get the truth, like, what is it really? Why you? What is it? I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life. And
Jay-Z has been avoiding this DNA test like the plague because Jay-Z Ramir and his family as cloud chasers and as liars. and there are people who are time. Now, for me specifically, my opinion on this changed once I seen a document from 2011 where they were trying to petition Jay-Z for a DNA test in 2011. These people were so serious or so confident that Jay-Z was the father of Ramir that they had to take away parental rights from the stepdad, like de-establish paternity, in order for them to go after Jay-Z, and they did it. Because at the time, I believe the stepfather was stepping in, took like parental rights, took guardianship of the son. So because of that, the court is saying, yo, he already has a father. There's no legal avenue here for us to demand that Jay-Z step up. They took away those rights from the stepdad, Robert Graves, to make sure that Jay-Z can get served or they can go after Jay-Z. That's how serious these people are, bro. Jay-Z's former artist, Oshino, he actually spoke to Ramir, and he actually received more information on this that have convinced Oshino that Jay-Z is the father.
You think of the girl like Tasha K? She got a joint Jay-Z son on there.
Oh, his alleged son?
No. If you talk to him personally, that's his son.
You think that's his son?
Yeah. You know what I think his son? First of all, Jay-Z offered him money. At first, he offered him bread, like and everything, but his aunt, this is like his caretaker, didn't like approve of it. She said no. Jay-Z got a lien on her house, all type of shit that was going on. Yeah, the lady put up paperwork and everything with his name on it and all that. I mean, but young boy's so thorough though. He just wanted dad. He not trying to get no money. He not trying to do none of that. I mean, that's why. So I told him when he called me 2 years ago, I said, listen, I don't want to be the one to tell your story because they're gonna think I'm trying to catch rep off of it. So let me let you tell your story somewhere else first. I mean, then I could talk about it. But he called me like 2 years ago, telling me like, I said, oh, young boy. He's like, I just want a dad. I don't want no money. I'm already 18. I think he was like 20 something at the time. I mean, but something happened to him, and I was like, yo, that sounds kind of weird. He said he was coming out from work, going to work, and there was a gun in his car. Like when he opened the door, he seen the gun. He said he went to go call his man, like, yo, did you leave a gun in my car? His man's like, no. He said, why you on the phone talking to his man? The cops pull up and lock him up. He said, he's telling the cops, no, that's not my gun. He's like, so he went in the building he was in, and they seen somebody pulled up and put the guns in his car.
Oh.
And pulled off. I said, bro, I don't know nobody in the hood that got guns to just waste like that to do that. I don't know what. He's like, yeah, so like Jay-Z had a gag order, or guess like trying to get a gag order and trying to. If my thing is, if this is not my son, I'll just take a test, get over with.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you did dodge and whatever, to me, I don't know. I think his mom was underage or something when he was born, so I think that's probably.
Oh.
I haven't seen the lien, the paperwork, or nothing in regards to Jay-Z offering a settlement for this kid. But if this is true, if this kid has paperwork, has proof that Jay-Z is offering a settlement, offering money to this kid to just go away so he don't have to establish paternity. If that's the case, you now ask yourself why. Well, the answer is obvious why. These two dudes are the answer. These two, Jay-Z have watched what happened with me and watched what happened with R. Kelly. He watched the snowball effect. He watched once one thing comes out, that then leaves room for all your other skeletons to come out. And once everything starts snowballing, you can't stop it. And now the feds involved trying to get you in for something. So there's always been rumors surrounding Jay-Z with Foxy Brown that she wasn't of age. With Beyonce, she was allegedly not of age. So Jay-Z understands what's at stake here. Really? The minute it got proven that Jay-Z is the father of Ramir and that this woman was not of age and Jay-Z was a fully grown man, once that gets outed, the snowball effect. Everyone at Jay-Z's skeleton is gonna come out. It's gonna be really bad. This is not like a thing that's exclusive to only to this kid to just go away so he don't have to establish paternity. If that's the case, you now ask yourself why. Well, the answer is obvious why. These two dudes are the answer.
Okay. That's the video I was watching. I didn't forget that quick. Oh yeah. The Nicki versus Jay back and forth, whatever. His perspective is, I mean, I can respect it. It's different than what everybody else.
So Jay-Z ruined football, he ruined hip hop, he ruined basketball, he ruined touring, he ruined Twitter. Okay. And another scathing message she added. So let me get this straight. Y'all so-called black savior. Jay-Z has a Hispanic CEO who was pardoned by President Trump. So was Larry Hoover. So was Kodak Black. So was Harry O. Interesting. So that means Deseret isn't a Democrat. Black people, I thought y'all hate all Trump supporters. See that right there?
See this?
That right is BS.
Watch what he say though.
Now she trying to rally us to say because Trump pardoned Desiree Perez, she's not a Democrat, and all of y'all
trying to get us to chime in.
Hate Trump supporters. So that means we don't like Kodak Black. That means we don't like Harry O. That means we don't like what he did for Larry Hoover. See how that works? See how her lack of knowledge of anything makes you say stuff like that and then say black people. I thought y'all hate all Trump. Oh yeah, Lil Wayne too. See, thank you, chat. So what are you talking about? Black people, I thought y'all hate all Trump supporters. Wait, did Jay-Z ever campaign for Kamala? We know Kamala ain't black. What do you got to campaign for her for? It was up for that. We didn't buy that. Maybe Jay-Z came to his senses and realized she wasn't black and he wasn't campaigning for her. But Beyonce did. That's not the same. He got to be on the front line, or we don't know what he did behind the scenes. And we don't care. So don't say, oh, y'all black people. So she go, he's benefited so much from the party. When President Obama gave the speech about brothers, why didn't Jigga Man come out and strongly campaign for the Democratic Party at the time? Could it been that y'all have been hoodwinked? LOL, wow, we. You really think we Democrats?
No.
You really think we Republicans? There ain't no black people, Democrats and Republicans. We independent thinkers. That shit is up. We've been saying that for like the last few years. It's up for anybody to put us in the box. We independent thinkers. So don't call on black people. Don't try to pander to black people and say, yeah, black people, you didn't do this. You just. When Obama gave the speech about the brothers to come out for the auntie. The brothers. So because he didn't come out and say anything about Kamala, that means he didn't support her when his wife did. Where was you, Nikki? Who did you support? Or you didn't support nobody because you ain't get one of them bags? Who did you support? I don't remember you saying vote for anybody. I don't remember you ever starting any foundation or anything for black people. If you did, I don't know. Not saying Jay-Z did either. The point that I'm making is that don't try to use us to say he didn't do this for black people because you didn't either. That was so kind of President Trump. And that was so kind of President Obama to passionately go out and campaign. But what did...
He definitely making a point. Like, when y'all gonna call each other out, at least don't be so contradicting or double standard, whatever you want to call it. If it's about business, handle business behind social media. If it's personal, I guess this is what they do when it's personal.
Mr. Jigga Man do to help y'all election? He's above speaking out to help his party? Or was it not his party? Exactly. Is it just about who could benefit him or Deseret at the time? He campaigned for Obama. Maybe he thought Obama would be a good president and he didn't think Kamala would. Maybe it has nothing to do with party. Maybe it has something to do with who he thought was a better candidate. Then he says, or was it not his party? Is it about who could benefit him and Deseret at the time? Oh, black people, it looks like the Jigga Man and Deseret played y'all once again. Laughing my fucking ass off, the jig is up. Oh, black people, it looked like Jay-Z played y'all once again. Yo, Jay-Z ain't our savior. We don't, he a rapper. He's a rapper. He's a rapper. We don't care. He don't dictate our program. He didn't make none of us vote for Obama. He can't make us vote for anybody. That's your personal thing. Don't say, oh, black people, this and that. You not like us. I'm just, for real, you not like us. And when it's convenient, you'll separate. You separate yourself from us and let it be known where you from. Early in the day, Minaj also accused Jay-Z of owing her upwards of $200 million. We've calculated about 100 to 200 million so far. Jay-Z called me to settle this karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You still in my top 5 though. Let's get it, nigga. And anyone still calling him Hov will answer to God for blasphemy? Minaj wrote in one post. She further offered to give a portion of her money to her fans if he returns it. Let me explain to you what this is. Let me explain to you what that is right there. What that is what happens to us. Some of us who did certain things in our respective fields. What they do is they say, yo, he didn't look out for me. So if he didn't look out for me, that means I can't look out for y'all because I would have looked out for y'all if he looked out for me. Yeah, I was but he ain't look out for me and I would have bought y'all 40s and y'all weed and all of that. But he ain't give me no bread, so that's why I ain't got it. And what does that do? That makes the hood, the bum dudes in the hood look and say, yo, look out for bot. So she just told the fans, a multi-millionaire just told the fans, if he out to y'all. So what does that do? That rallies, give Nicki her money so we can get it.
That's what you think she
Come on, man. It's corny. Future references, any beef y'all got? These people with hundreds of millions of dollars, all of this success. Yo. Leave black people out of this. Leave black people out of this. We not fighting nobody. See, that's the problem. That's what they always do. Let me tell you something. What they always do is they always pander to us, black people, and say, look what they're doing to us. Shit don't got nothing to do with us. This is some fucking, this is some rich beef. This ain't got nothing to do with us.
Okay.
$200 million he owe you, and you got more than that you worth. We don't got nothing to do with that. We don't got nothing to do with that. I truthfully think none of y'all really care about black people, but that's just me. Y'all don't make music for black people.
What could I do?
Cut the shit. Only time y'all come and speak to us and try to speak directly to us when y'all need us to do y'all bidding. Democrats, the Republicans learned some of it. And now you on X talking about Jay-Z, and we don't give a fuck. Only reason why I care, because you're trying to pander. Can't pander to us no more. You can't pander to us no more. You can't pander to us no more. These people do all the type of shit they do. You got Meg Thee Stallion that'll do some shit and then be like, as a black woman, all women don't agree with your booty music and your twerking and your nose job and your lipo, and all black women don't agree. So stop calling on black women when you do the shit you do. Just like if I do some shit I ain't got no business doing, black men, it ain't no black men shit. It's some me, selfish, bozo shit. If I do some shit I ain't got no business doing. Stop calling on the people. Stop trying to rally the people. Now what you should do is if you call on your supporters, that's one thing. You call on your Bobs, the fucking Kens. But black people, because we ain't got nothing to do with that. We don't give a fuck about him owing you 200 million. We don't care about that. We don't care if he didn't go out there on the campaign trail for Kamala. We wasn't fucking with her anyway. And see, the ignorance that she's showing is her believing black people, he didn't do this for y'all party. I thought y'all hate all Trump supporters. But what about when he pardoned Wayne? What about when he pardoned Kodak, Larry Hoover? It don't make no sense. So try that shit with somebody else. Try that with your Trinidadians.
No.
Try that shit with your Trinidadian people.
Dead ass.
That shit ain't got nothing to do with us. And the hate for Jay-Z is so strong that people will believe anything. I don't care if that's his son. I don't care how much. But what does that have to do with me?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with me. But what you're not gonna do and what you shouldn't do is call on black people to come fight your fight because you're saying he didn't fight our fight when we knew that wasn't our fight. That was not our fight. And many of us were speaking against that. This is what we were saying. We started saying, yo, we ain't with none of this anyway. We'll sit this one out. But what you're not gonna do is put Democrat on us, and you ain't gonna put Republican on us. And not saying because we not Democrats, we Republicans, we independent thinkers. We're going to use our assessment. We're going to use brain and go with what we want to go with. But like old Sleepy said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Yeah.
See, they started waking up different things in us. And one thing I liked about the last election, whether it turned out the way we wanted to or not, yo, that shit started waking us up to some real politics that we didn't know about because we got duped with the Obama thing. Oh, we got a black president. So we was like, yeah, we good. How that worked out for us? How that worked out for us? How did that work out for us? It didn't. It didn't benefit us in no way. It was just agonies. You understand?
Yeah, I understand. I wanted to watch this last night. I wanted to watch it.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. You just need a concept and a way to record it. Here's how it works.
That's been taking place, which is totally understandable as thousands of innocent people continue to be killed at the hands of the Israeli government. What I personally believe a lot of people should also be focusing on is what I'm going to call the largest cover-up by federal government in American history.
Oh, you woke up, Cookie. You woke up. You change your password?
Oh yeah, Diddy got a podcast. Just real quick before we get into today's video, I just want to remind everybody, if you're new to the channel or maybe you've been following the channel for some time now and you watch my videos, you go through my channel and you say, bro, why don't you have more views? Man, they're suppressing your videos, bro. They're controlling the algorithm. We know. welcome to the party. I've been dealing with this for more than 3 years now. I agree with you. Like, I think a lot of my videos deserve hundreds of thousands of more views, but that's the reason why I just ask you all kindly and politely, just hit the like button. Make sure you're still subscribed, because they will unsubscribe you, and at least share the video with 1 or 2 other people. That's all I ask. I appreciate you all support, especially my Patreon and my channel members. You all mean the world to me since I'm doing this full time now. I cannot express my thanks enough. Without further ado, let's get to the video. I called it. I freaking called it. If you all remember, about maybe 5 or 6 months ago, at the very beginning of this Trump administration, I made a video and I told you all there is no Epstein list. There is no list, but what they're going to do is they're going to string people along, because they're supposed to be the administration that's going to be extremely transparent and expose everything. So they can't just jump right into the administration on day one and then go cold turkey and reverse everything that they said that they were going to do, everything that they've been campaigning on. So what they have to do, they have to continue to tease people and build the momentum to make it look and appear as if there's really something there, when there was never anything there to begin with. We're talking about the Jeffrey Epstein files. And to be honest, my mind is all over the place right now. I'm trying to figure out where to start. So if you all remember, I made a video maybe a month or two ago talking about the group Anonymous. And they were talking about sometime around July 4th, we were going to begin some news that was going to forever change the way we see life, and it was going to change things in America. And while that still may not have happened just yet, 2 or 3 days ago, the news about Jeffrey Epstein came out, and that's right after the 4th of July. And many of us could argue that maybe the way that they talked about this, there should have been something more important. But I can also understand how this could also be the news that they were talking about, because this is by far, in my opinion, the biggest cover-up in American history when it comes to a federal government, because the implications here, right? When you have Pam Bundy coming out and insinuating that she has the client list, or what she's saying is the client files on her desk, and they're talking about there's tens of thousands of videos, there's mountains of evidence and truckloads of evidence. When you have the DOJ and the new direct Cash Patel and the crew saying one thing at one point, but now they're backtracking, and then they're releasing video footage of Jeffrey Epstein's cell, or at least the door outside of his cell, even though it's 2 different doors from what they showed us months ago. It's almost laughable, to be honest with you. It's the biggest slap in our faces. But what I'm going to do in this video, because I really want to drive home just how important that this is, how big of a deal that this is, and what I think that Trump himself, I think he's really underestimating what a lot of his core base fans, because a lot of people voted for him for different reasons, right? Some people it was immigration. Some people, believe it or not, it was Epstein. Some people it was what they call in quote unquote the woke agenda, or the left, who's went super far left and extreme with their ideologies, which I 100% agree with and understand. But he's really underestimating that core group, the second group that I named, people who take human trafficking, people who take manipulating and taking advantage of children extremely serious. We don't see it as something you just brush under the rug. We don't see it as just something you scold the reporter for simply because he's asking.
All right.